Well, good morning. Here we are once again. It's hard to believe a year has passed, but we are at the 66th annual Ford Boat Sport and Travel Show, the largest sports show in the nation, and we couldn't be happier to be here. Another Renfro production is underway. The gates literally just opened, and within minutes, this place will be full of great folks who are coming out here. No better weather to come indoors and to celebrate what has become an annual winter tradition here. It should be after 66 years. I think they figured this out. And it's one of my great privileges and honors to work with the Renfro family to be out here and host all of their YouTube and Facebook channels. You can go to indysportshow.com and click on any of their channels. And that includes the 66th annual Ford Boat Sport and Travel Show. It also includes the Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo, which will take place next Thursday. That kicks off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Always a crowd favorite, standing room only. And of course, this year, a brand new additional show within a show, the first weekend only, which is the Indiana, I'm going to mess this up all day long. It's the Indianapolis Motorcycle and Powersports Expo. And that is what we're going to kick off today with. And we couldn't be happier to have one of the leading vendors out here at that show. And joining me on this stage at the indysportshow.com is our good friends at Tom Wood Powersports. And you guys had a busy night last week. Joining me is Kurt. He's the general manager of the Powersports division and the all-important parts and service out there at what has turned out to be, I heard you say, how many years have you been coming out here?
Well, we've been visiting the show for quite a long time as just enthusiasts and so forth, but this would be the third year that the Tom Wood Group has been involved in the show, and we couldn't be happier to be here.
So this has all taken an evolution. It used to just be a motorcycle show, and it would bring a great crowd. Trust me, it was one of the most popular weekends of the Ford Boat Sport and Travel Show. But this year it's gone from just motorcycles to all power sports, and no better group than the Tom Wood Powersports group to be out here talking about this. What does that mean? Somebody's listening to this. What are power sports?
Well, this is a point in time where most of us are really starting to get cabin fever, so getting out to a show like this is...
What do you mean, 5 degrees?
Yeah, exactly. It's not unexpected weather in Indiana, I guess, but the industry has evolved, and it is a lot more than a two-wheel product, a motorcycle or a scooter. It was a point in time where they would just motorcycles and ATVs, right?
Yep.
And ATVs were mainly a work vehicle and so forth, but over time people found a way to play, and that's grown into these huge side-by-side little mini four-wheel drive rally trucks, and we in the industry we call them side-by-sides.
Yep.
And each manufacturer has really let loose on the platform, and it's taken off. The big four Japanese brands all have ultra competitive machines. There's some domestic brands that really raise the bar every year, and the Tom Wood Group houses all those under a couple rooftops here in central Indiana to make a great customer service and a great experience available in the power sports industry local here again.
Well, the Tom Wood name is certainly recognized with quality and certainly a recognizable brand here in the Indianapolis area. What was last night like, opening night, with this whole new expanded power sports theme? What was the vibe like over at the show?
Well, the new arrangement of the show has really just kind of opened it up and just made the place feel so much bigger and quite frankly a little more welcoming. And the addition of the power sports products, it brings a whole nother crowd in, because we've got a lot of customers that they're not necessarily a motorcyclist or so forth, but they patronize the stores, and they they deserve something like this as well, and it just didn't happen until now. So kudos to the Renpro for making that happen.
Well, they've always been innovators. They always create and innovate every single year to make this experience different, and you have to. You don't become the largest sports show in the nation by just doing the same thing over and over again, and that's unique, I think, to Tom Wood and with Chris and your side. You really take care of the customer from soup to nuts, and it's not just about selling a vehicle and pushing them out the door and see you later, but you guys really have a whole line of making sure that they can do and get the product that they need and make sure it's serviced over the long haul. And you got to be proud of that.
Yes, I mean that's what we try to focus in at Tom Wood, is like just our customer service overall, from buying the unit, then coming back for service or any kind of parts that you need at that time, or later on down the road that you come back into the store just to have that feeling of you're going to be taken care of.
Yeah. Back in the day, I loved to hunt, and I had a 350, and I thought that was the biggest badass thing that had ever walked the line.
Right.
It hauled my man of a certain proportion up and down hills and hollers of southern Indiana for many, many years. That machine is now 20 years old and still running. But I now put that next to some of my other buddies' vehicles,
and they look small.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I look like I'm riding a tricycle compared to them riding, a Mack truck. You guys have the innovation in power sports in general. All sorts of names: ATVs, UTVs, side by sides, dirt bikes, mountain bikes. It's all power sports, and you guys really covered all.
Yeah, the Tom Wood Group, we have a host of brands throughout 3 rooftops.
You guys just became a BMW dealer?
Yeah, it's actually we're working on starting up the BMW store here in Indianapolis, and we look forward to that opening up here real soon. We're in the final phases of developing that relationship with BMW, and it couldn't be a more exciting time to get involved with the Tom Wood Group if you have a need for products like this.
It's getting a little louder in here. We're just a few minutes after opening, and people are walking through already, coming by. You're catching people's attention in here. They're probably on their way over to the Power Sports show. So with the folks that are coming to the show, maybe they have an agenda. Maybe they're looking for something in particular. Maybe they just want to get into a new ATV or a side-by-side or some of the newer terms that I'm frankly not even familiar with. When they come into your massive exhibit over there, what are people asking? How do you try to cater to what their needs are? What are some of the things that you can help them with to make them feel more comfortable coming in to try to find the right machine for them?
Well, the great thing about the way our group is set up is it's like you were talking about too, and Christopher mentioned, is it's a culture, and this culture is a culture of riders. It's not salespeople that are trying to push a product, So there's a camaraderie that we'd like to have with the customer that just creates a more friendly and personable engagement. And when you can ask a question and not feel like you're on the box to ask the right question or what have you, and feel like you're talking to a friend.
We're all riders too.
Users.
So we try to find out as much information as possible to try to adjust where you need to, what you want to buy, and sometimes we'll give you our opinion on that stuff. But there's some people that come in and they're pretty dead set on what they're looking for.
So what's your vehicle of choice?
I'm still a sport bike rider.
What does that mean?
A sport bike is more stuff that's geared towards the fast bikes, everything else.
Crotch rockets.
That's what a lot of people prefer to call it that. But yeah, my preference, I'm still riding an R1, so I still haven't got the speed out of my system or anything like that. But
does that ever go away?
Not really. Not really.
No. What about you? What's your What's your vehicle of choice?
Well, you know, I'm right there in that same wheelhouse as Christopher. I have a CBR 1000 that I tend.
You
to
weigh like
wheel around.
85 pounds. How can you control a machine like that?
You know, it's all up here. You know,
Years of experience.
It's not necessarily about about the size of the frame. You know, I've been around the block quite a few
There's
times.
so many things I could say and run with that, but I'm just going to let that go.
Yeah. You know,
It's not about the size of the frame.
No, exactly. It's about what you do with the machine itself.
Hey, you
right?
got something cool in your hand. Let me see that.
Yeah, take a
You
look
know,
at
you've
that.
been holding this coin. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's pretty cool little. It's got the Tom Wood logo on it, and he's been rolling this around in his hands. And I said, what is that? Is that a challenge coin? And he said, you know, this is something really special. Tell us what this is all about for your group.
Yeah, so this is a marker that we pass along to our employees as they have an achievement in a training program. You know, the purpose of this is to recognize that you've made an investment in your dedication to our products, our group, and our customers. You know, the Tom Wood Group's been around since 1967. I mean, that's a long time. And when Mr. Wood went into business for himself, he decided that he wanted to do business with honor, integrity, and loyalty, and that's the foundation of how we do business at Tom Wood. So this is just a reminder as these guys, achieve this level of training that, you know, you're not a run-of-the-mill, just power sports employee. You're something special, and this helps us remind ourselves, you know, where the next step needs to be and how our customers are important to us.
So you guys have a full brand, a full line. Tom Wood Powersports, Indy.com is your website. Mm-hmm. Are there deals? Is this a good place to come and buy at this show?
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, I know Kurt works. I know this guy's been working around the clock to get the best deals on the bikes and stuff like that, and going over and see where we can slash some kind of prices and stuff like that, so we can. Well, you come up. It gives you a nice experience coming out to this event here. So.
Right.
Kurt, you're a little bit more information on that
if
one.
somebody's looking to buy something, you know, coming out here, what brings an incentive for a family or a guy or a gal or a couple to come out and take a look at any of the lines that you have? Financing options, what do you guys offer over there?
Yeah, you know, it's the excitement of the show. It's like buying something front and center and spotlight on stage.
It's not like you're going to buy popcorn and then you're just going over to buy an ATV, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a whole experience you get to have when you make a purchase out here, and there are thousands of dollars in savings that follow that experience at the same time. And with the Tom Wood Group being so familiar with the businesses, we have a host of lenders that we can do financing for. I mean, we're completely set up over there to take you all the way from A to Z, from the application to the delivery of the machine. So, and like I said, a hell of a good time.
Probably a good time for financing as well.
Exactly, and you know, we've got some great lenders that work with all ranges of credit scores, and you know,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. You know, because you know, not everybody has a perfect past. I know I'm not one that has a perfect past, but that doesn't mean that you know, I shouldn't have the ability to play as well.
So what is, again, I go back to my Suzuki King Quad. That was still running, I loved it, and it's a workhorse. What are some of the bells, the whistles, the new things that people are finding on those ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides? We'll get to the bikes in just a second, but what are some of the new bells and whistles that people have on the machines now?
Well, you know,
because I may be over shortly.
Yeah, I understand. It's almost, you got to kind of think of it like that cell phone that's in your pocket. It's a race of technology now. So the vehicles are coming with intelligent four-wheel drive systems. I mean, the new Honda has.
That says nothing about the driver who could be a complete dumbass like myself.
It fixes that part for you.
Good.
You know, so
I'm in.
The intelligent four-wheel drive on the Honda can actually slow wheels down independently to make sure that the vehicle tracks perfectly through whichever articulation you might put it through, or whatever kind of loose terrain you're on. You know, the electronics have spun up to the point where there's traction control and ABS and all these driver-assisted just features that help the experience not turn into a bad experience.
Yeah, and I've had a few of those. But let's talk about the bikes for a second. You know, you see these three-wheel versions, these scooters. I don't even know what they're called anymore. But what are those about? Tell us about those, Chris.
Well, I know the new Riker that came out. I mean, from Can-Am, the Spider's been around for years, but the Riker is something that, for people that's more about just wanting to ride by themselves on the three-wheeled side of it. I mean, it's they have a 600 and a 900.
Yeah, and the best part about this new Can-Am Riker is it really opens the door for novices and those that want to not have too much going on in the experience. This is a fully automatic motorcycle. Yeah, 2 wheels in the front. It has a traction control system. It has a stability assistance, and it's fully automatic. So,
and the nice thing about it also is people that's not comfortable on 2 wheels, and then they're going to that 3-wheel, gives them a little bit more stability, so they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. And like all we always say is, like, you always get your nice wind therapy somehow.
Right. Well, I know you guys live in an ultra competitive business, and it's great to have you guys sit with us for a little bit, kicking off this Ford Boat Sport and Travel Show, the Indy Motorcycle and Powersports Expo. It's going to be a huge day, and I'm sure they're going to need their general manager and you over there, Chris, as well, to make sure that the customers are taken care of. But before we leave, I always like to ask, especially in areas like this that can be intimidating, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like somebody that might be watching this right now or watching it later, when they come to you, should know or ask? What are some of the things you might help them with to be prepared to come out here? Anything that I haven't asked you?
Well, I would just emphasize what Christopher said is, this is a group that is built by a rider for the riders, and customer focus is our main key. When you asked about how do we know what kind of vehicle, and that's half the battle is actually working with the customer to make sure you get what you're actually looking for and what's gonna suit you best. So we're an advocate of the consumer, and we want to make sure that you have the best experience possible when you deal with us.
Kurt and Chris, Indy Sports Show, IndySportsShows.com. You can click on any of the YouTube channels, Facebook channels, whether that's the Deer Turkey Waterfowl, the Indy Motorcycle and Powersports Expo, of course, the 66th Annual Ford Boat Sport and Travel Show. That's what we're doing out here. We're going to be here all day long. But stop by and make a particular interest. Even if you don't have a motivation right now to go and buy any of the power sports equipment that we talked about, it's so much fun over there. And I know last night was a big night. Today's going to be a huge event for you. Can't thank the guys at Tom Wood Powersports, Indy.com. Check them out. Go over and say hi to Kurt and Chris if you come out here. Say you saw them at the Facebook Live as we were we kicking off the show with, as it should be, one of the biggest events taking place this weekend, which is that show within a show. Folks, if you're watching this early, you got to plan ahead. Come out here tomorrow. Guess what? You can come to the Travel Cafe and the Champions Pavilion, which is where we're located. How about watching the Daytona 500 here? We got a nice bar set up. We got TVs. We got speakers. We're going to be playing they are going to be playing the Daytona 500 tomorrow. It's going to be a great time. Folks, don't go anywhere. We have got a full lineup on the hour. And when we come back, our next opportunity is going to be with one of the legends, Mr. Crappie. You're not going to miss him. Had an opportunity to visit with him last year. We're going to have so much fun with him. Folks, come out to the 66th Annual Ford Boat and Travel Show. Doors are open. It smells good. Dogs are barking. People are walking through. We'll be back on the hour. Thanks for joining us.
What is the best way to reach your customers? Have you tried traditional marketing and fallen short? Use video marketing from NKT Productions. It's effective, economical, and it can be used across multiple devices. Capture your customers where they spend their time most, on TV, websites, email, and social media. Don't miss your chance to show the world how great your business is with video marketing. Experience the power of video marketing through NKT Productions. Meet with one of our experienced media agents to learn more.